Hey there traders, welcome to another market update video. Today is the 17th of March 2021 and we're going to start off on Bitcoin on the daily chart here. First things first, like I said yesterday, I do expect a short-term bounce, at least with the first touch of the 21 exponential. We did see that yesterday. But the real question right now on everybody's mind is, where could the market be heading next? Could it be heading up? Could it be heading down? What could we more or less put together an idea, a trading plan to know exactly what to do or how to react when the market does a specific thing? So, first of all, I do want to point out again, momentum oscillators are looking a little bit tired here. But from that little bit of bearish divergence, we didn't even come from a critical zone. Usually we only see a retest of the 21 accompanied by continuation. So for example, right over here, we saw bearish divergence. Okay, we had RSI making lower highs. We had price action making higher highs right over there. Pull back to the 21 exponential and continuation. So I don't think that's in and of itself the bearish divergence is such a bad thing. It's just presenting another opportunity for us to be able to take some positions on the market here. Do I think we might see some more sideways downward action? It's highly likely, it's highly possible. It does kind of look like we're going to start seeing some consolidation happening here. Or if we do see this bounce continue to the upside, I would expect some new all-time highs from this asset within the next couple of weeks. Okay, so that's the daily chart looking pretty much okay. On the 12-hour chart, still closing 12-hour candles above the 21 exponential, which is the purple line. That in and of itself is a pretty decent signal showing that we're still short-term bullish, at the very least back up to the 10 simple, which is around $57,693. So I do think we'll see another short-term bounce. That's around our liquid zone here at the top. If you look at our Fibonacci, Fibonacci retracement tool here, we did come back down. We're currently bouncing off the 38.2% retracement level. So that lining up with the 21 exponential on the 12-hour chart, also lining up with the fact that the 10 simple and the 21 is lining up with the same zone, same areas, does make me still short-term bullish. Once again, I do think that we should see another bounce today or even continuation throughout the day to the upside. Perhaps see Bitcoin come and test its all-time high now here around $62,000 per Bitcoin. So looking at it from a daily chart perspective, things are looking pretty good here. It would be a bad thing to get too bearish on this just yet. Unless we start closing daily candles below the 21 exponential, then I'd expect a much deeper retracement back down to the 55. But until that happens, I'm happy to stay short term, medium term, and longer term bullish on this asset. Okay, so yesterday talked about perhaps a short-term bounce back up. We saw that short-term bounce. I said that short-term bounce would be sold straight back into. We can see the selling pressure around this area, but now perhaps we can wait and see. Are we going to see some consolidation? Are we going to see a straight recovery and continuation? Are we going to see a complete reversal? And that will be able to be determined by keeping an eye on the 4-hour chart. So any kind of 4-hour candle close above $58,400, I'd be taking a long position on Bitcoin. Any kind of 4-hour candle close below $53,400, I'll probably be looking to go short on Bitcoin. I do think if it does take out this previous swing low, we've got much deeper targets to be looking for. At the very least, back down to the 200 exponential moving average, 200 simple moving average, around $50,000, $51,000. I do want to mention this as well. We don't do the weekly updates anymore on the longer term time frames, but I feel like this is very, very important. Usually after seeing bearish divergence, so this is on the weekly chart, usually after seeing bearish divergence, like we've seen right here, we do get a retest of the 21 exponential. So 21 exponential is coming in at around about $37,000 per Bitcoin. So I do want to keep that in the back of my mind. I don't want to, you know, be stressed about it or worried about it, but $37,000 is something that we could see in a very short period of time. We could see the market just quickly spike down or quickly dump and then get bought straight back up, and then we can see continuation from there as well. So there are a few scenarios that could play out. As long as we stick to our rules, stick to the lower time frames, we can catch these moves. We've just been seeing a very slow market. It's just been kind of consolidating, no real volume, no real swings to be taken, and it is a little bit frustrating for some. For myself, I've learned the patience over the years, so I'm okay to go through it. I'm okay to be with the market in any way, shape, or form that it presents itself. So see if you can get yourself to the point of not being psychologically challenged or angry or depressed when the market isn't doing what we want it to do. That is unfortunately part of trading, and we can't tell the market what to do. We can only react on what it's doing, right? And follow a rules-based strategy to have an edge over the market to make a profit over time. All right, mouthful. There we go. Bitcoin. I would expect another move back up to the 21 exponential, somewhere around this liquidity zone here again. I do like that we are bouncing off the 100 exponential here with some volume accompanying it. Not huge amounts of volume, but there's volume. There's definitely volume from the buyer side. So do we get scooped up and continue? That would be pretty cool. Some people are going to call this a head and shoulders pattern. Volume signature certainly does not agree with us on that. Momentum oscillators would not be agreeing on that. So I would say nope, that's definitely not a head and shoulders pattern. I'm looking at this, right? That's definitely not a head and shoulders pattern. Looking at the volume, this looks more like accumulation being scooped back up and waiting for the next extension to the upside. At the very least, a short-term bounce one more time, perhaps even coming back up and sweeping the highs. If we are going to make a complete reversal slash run into a bear market now and just go sideways and down for the next couple of years or months, um, it's definitely not just going to put in a top like 1, 2 and it's done if it's going to be that big of a market reversal. So I do think we'll have another stab to the upside here overall. Okay, so long, anything above 58, 400, short, anything below 50, what is that, 53, 400. Okay, let's jump to the daily again here. Let's chat about Bitcoin Cash. So Bitcoin Cash right now, let me just remove this tool right over here. We're currently in a long position on Bitcoin Cash. The reason why I wanted to take that long position, I want to make it very clear, is because we did see this bounce off the 55 exponential accompanied by some volume on lower time frames, which does make me want to trade this one back up to the very least to the 10 simple moving average or the 21 exponential moving average. So I'm still happy with this trade. Still bouncing off the 55 exponential. Are in a little bit of a drawdown. That's okay. If this trade goes against us and we lose it, that's also okay. Because at least then the market is giving us a direction and we can then go short and make some money. So I'm just wanting for one of our positions to either take profit or hit stop loss so that we can understand where the market wants to go. Always remember, hitting a stop loss or taking a loss on your account is not a bad thing. It always gives us the opportunity to take a better position in the market, and you should not be afraid of losses. They are part of the game. You should not be afraid of weeks or days that we don't trade, or that we only take a loss or don't take any profits. Again, no system is 100% perfect, neither is my trading strategy, but it gets me enough consistent results to make a good, decent living. That's all you really need, right? So Bitcoin Cash here, bouncing off the 55 exponential. We have the 10 simple crossing above the 21 exponential. Usually that's also another short-term bullish signal, at the very least, to come back up and test the 21 exponential. So we should be able to take first target at least and move stop losses if that's going to be the case. From the momentum oscillator point of view, still Stokes pointing north, looking pretty cool here, pretty good. RSI, nothing really to be said about the RSI, to be fair. It's kind of just hovering around the neutral zone, so I don't think there's anything major to talk about there. Usually when we're inside of the neutral zone like this, that's when we see some positions being taken by most institutions. So a lot of algorithms have been programmed to trade with the RSI and different levels on the RSI. So with that being said, perhaps this is time to look for some long opportunities on Bitcoin Cash for the short term. We already are in some long position. So let's have a look at the 4-hour chart here. Quickly jump on the 4-hour chart, show some drawing tools. Okay, so currently holding this level, this previous level of structure as support. This is where we want to get filled on our short position. So I'm definitely expecting us to still get filled on this short. So if the market continues to maybe drip and drag its heels back up here, that would be great. We can take some profits on our long, and then we can go short on this thing. I don't think that it's going to be necessarily a major swing to the downside. If we do go short here, we'll take some profits. But I do think overall this market looks like it wants to continue to the upside. That can change in a heartbeat, of course. And if we do see the market breaking downwards here and we can take some short positions, we'll be happy to do so, right? So any kind of 4-hour candle close above 560, I'd be taking a long position back up to 600. Any kind of 4-hour candle close below 496, I'll be taking a short position and targeting a move back down to 460. So that's the levels for Bitcoin Cash. Nothing much I can say about this one really. Usually when you see a signature like this, something like this, it's really more about indecision in the market. We see volume going down. You know, it's highly probable that we can see some more sideways action here instead of continuation or reversal for the rest of the week or even for the next month. Which could become really, really boring. That's why I've also moved over to trading the hourly chart to give you guys some more day trade signals, so that we can actually still continue to be actively trading and make some profits while the market is this boring, right? So um, this Bitcoin Cash trade is actually a short-term trade on the hourly chart. There we go. There it is. So that's our levels. This is where I entered more or less into the market. I entered, let me go and show you guys real quick on the hourly chart. There we go. So I entered the market buy right around here. So most of the community got involved around 526, 527. Market came back down, bouncing off that exact same area. I'm okay with that. My entry criteria was met right over here. Then we saw a push back up. We went into some profit overnight, almost went all the way to TP1. And right now, again, just seeing some sideways consolidation action here. So um, nothing to be said about this pattern here. There's nothing really about this pattern that stands out for me. So I do think overall still short-term bullish here. Do I think that's going to be sold into? I do. I do think we should take the short position up here if we do get the chance to do so. Okay, so that's Bitcoin Cash. Let's chat about Ethereum. Let's Let's get on the daily chart here. Let's just remove all of these other tools. Okay, so Ethereum, yeah, Ethereum looks like it wants to make its way back down here. This one looks a little bit more like it does want to come back down to 1742 spot 46, somewhere around the 21 exponential. We do have a market structure here, so does it bounce from here? Most likely. I do like the volume on this hammer candle. um, I really do. I think that's probably going to be the one thing that's going to push this market even higher. Let's look at momentum oscillators here. Daily Stokes kind of reaching that critical zone and losing a little bit of momentum, but that's already been seen in price action, as you can see right over here. I don't think that's necessarily a bad signal. I just think that it more or less implies some sideways, maybe a little bit more downside action here. RSI, not much to be said here. I do like this signature. It does look like it wants to continue, if I'm completely honest. Um, so yeah, that's it from the daily chart that I can pick up there. Let's have a quick squiz at the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart looking relatively okay, actually. We did have a new higher high, higher than our previous high, and we are currently printing a higher low than our previous low. So technically speaking, we are still trending to the upside on the 4-hour chart, and I would expect another continuation move here, or at the very least a short-term bounce back up again, one more time to come and sweep the highs or something to that extent. Everything looking pretty much okay here. Some decent volume coming through on the buyer side here. Didn't get filled on our short here. And we also deleted our Ethereum short order. So make sure yours is deleted, so that we can rather focus on some other trades here, some day trades, hourly candle trades, stuff like that. So we can start making some changes, some trades and some profits. Excuse me. And then yeah, I don't like the short anymore as much. This one is looking a little bit more to the bullish side in my opinion, than necessarily the bearish side. Bouncing off the 21 exponential here, coming back almost down to the 55 exponential, and then closing above the 55 exponential. So excuse me, the 21 exponential. So that's a very bullish signal, and that was accompanied by some significant volume. So yeah, I do think we'll see continuation here. Maybe it just floats its way onwards and upwards from here. On the 4-hour chart, let's just talk about my levels here. If we see any kind of 4-hour candle close above 1876 spot 42, I'm happy to take a long position. Any kind of 4-hour candle close below 1715 spot 74, I'm happy to take a short position from there. Alrighty, let's chat about Chainlink. So Chainlink right now, same thing, you know. It's 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 really kind of an interesting thing that's happening here. Bouncing off the 55 exponential, 10 simple is above the 21 exponential. That's usually a pretty good sign. Um, so it's interesting to see that the market is still coming back down to sweep these lows, but not really making any lower lows just yet. It's kind of just hovering around here. So could we be seeing a potential bullish pennant of some sort, some kind of consolidation pattern here? It's likely, but you know, looking at this from a momentum oscillator point of view, it's kind of neutral at the moment on the daily. We do see a fresh cross to the downside on the stochastic here, but you know, we've seen crosses like this before and just continuation. So what would I have to say about this one? I don't really know. I don't really have a strong opinion on this one. I'm still looking to get filled on a short position around this level right here, around $28.44. So I'd love to take a short position on Chainlink from there so that we can make a little bit of money. So if we can see the short-term bounce, look, this one on the 4-hour chart does look bouncy to me. Looking at this pattern here, does look like we want to come back up to the very least and test around the 55 exponential. Closing 4-hour candles above the 10 simple over and over and over again like that. Same thing on Bitcoin Cash. Been doing it over and over and over again. Usually does lead into a bounce or a short-term pullback or a short-term consolidation pattern. So if we can see something like that forming on the charts, I'd be happy to take a short position from there. There's not really much more that I can say about Chainlink here. I'd love to take a short position if it does close below 26.38, and I would love to take a long position if it closes above 29.33. So those are the two levels I'm keeping in mind for Chainlink over the next couple of weeks, couple of days, shorter term, and we'll see how it plays out. Let me just delete that one again. Let's get on to the next chart here. Next one is going to be Litecoin. Litecoin this one is looking pretty freaking good. I have to say, Litecoin is one of the outliers here that looks like it wants to bounce to the moon almost. We did come back down, tested previous levels of structure, created new structure, excuse me, bounced off the 55. Now, currently we have a hammer on top of the 21 exponential right here. Momentum oscillators, Stokes still crossed to the upside, still very happy to continue here. So momentum is looking okay, running out of a little bit of it, running out of a little bit of volume as well. RSI kind of telling us something's happening here. I do have to say that. I would say that I don't like the RSI signature so much. Kind of does imply more of a consolidation rather than trend or continuation. But let's have a look at the lower term time frames here. 4-hour chart. Currently around the 200 simple moving average and the 100 exponential moving average, and we can see here is our market structure. So this one's kind of an obvious trade, right? Any kind of close below 189.24 would be a short position for me. Any kind of close above 208.16 would be a long position for me there. Until that happens, I'll probably stay neutral here. Like I said, the daily chart kind of shows us on the momentum oscillator side of things that we could see some more consolidation and sideways action rather than continuation anytime soon. Okay, so let's chat about the next one. Uniswap. Uniswap, this is what I'm expecting most of the cryptos to do, but they're taking their time for sure. Uniswap bouncing off the 21. There we see that short-term bounce, beautiful, off of previous levels of structure. You know, that's what I kind of been waiting for the rest of the cryptos to do as well. I do think we might see a long opportunity here on Uniswap probably throughout the next couple of days. I would like to see a little bit more volume on the closing candle here around 10 o'clock, and then perhaps we could put a limit order into the market for a long on Uniswap, see if we can get filled. I kind of do like this setup. Let's have a look at momentum oscillators on the lower term time frames. Fresh cross to the upside on the Stokes, coming in to meet our previous trend line actually here from quite some time back. It actually caught the lows in February, caught the low on the 1st of March, caught the other low on the 11th of March, and could possibly be catching the low right now as we speak. So if we can get filled on a long position on Uniswap today, I'd be very happy to take it. I do think it has some upside potential here, perhaps coming back up to around $33.28. So I'm definitely keeping my eye on that one. I do like this signature. Also, I do like the RSI signature, rejected out of the bearish control zone, above the exponential moving average again, above the neutral zone, looking probably to come back up and test the bullish control zone, which is usually a pretty common thing that we see once we've been rejected out of any kind of control zone. So let's just see what happens from this point onwards. I'm definitely keeping an eye on this one. Okay, so Uniswap, definitely short-term bullish on this one for sure. Next we have Neo. Neo, wow, short-term bullish without a doubt. This one again, an outlier, looking completely different to most other cryptos. It's almost like the majors are screwing around, excuse my language, and then these other coins, these smaller altcoins, are kind of running the market right now. They're actually making some decent swings and decent moves here. On the daily chart here, it's fresh cross to the upside on the Stokes. I love that. That's fantastic. Rejection from the bearish control zone, bouncing off the neutral zone. Very, very bullish signal. So I'd be looking for continuation actually all the way back up to these highs. Maybe back up first of all to 47 spot 34. So let's just get our drawing tools on here. Yeah, 47. That's going to be a nice little liquid zone right there. I could spot it on the daily. So for me right now, Neo, I would be waiting for a move back up above 44 spot 42 to take a long position. But like I said, we're also going to be trading on shorter term time frames. So while we wait for these ones to play out, we'll be taking some shorter term trades on some of the other coins, right? If I do see a pullback here for Neo, I'd be looking at that as an opportunity. Any kind of pullback here, I do think will be scooped up straight away. This one's looking overall more bullish. I think most of the cryptos are more or less going to follow more the same pattern here. That's why I'm happy to keep my long position in Bitcoin Cash. I think we're kind of just consolidating. It looks all bad and not lacquer, and then all of a sudden we're going to see the momentum continue and shift again. So does it shift in our favor? We don't know. I'm not saying I'm going to win every single trade, but I know that based on my performance and the statistics that I've built up over the years, that we will eventually start taking some freaking trades this week. Okay, so that is Neo. Let's jump onto the daily chart and continue with the next one. The next one's going to be Monero. Monero, same thing. This one actually looks like it wants to pop back up to the very least. Well, it's not going to be that much of a pop back up. 244, spot 50, probably somewhere around there. We do have some market structure. There we go. Coming in around that area, that zone. Momentum oscillators looking really, really solid here. I do like Monero's signature here, same as Neo. Looking pretty good, pretty strong. That's why I'm saying I expect most of the other cryptos to follow, suit and continue to the upside. We're still longer term bullish on all of these cryptos. Looks like we might see a buying opportunity on Monero around 10 o'clock today. I am going to be taking that long position for sure. If we close a 4-hour candle above this liquidity zone, I'm happy to take a long position from this liquid zone right here. Or we will see on lower term time frames if we can get a better entry. Let's just see what the hourly is telling us. Hourly is telling us, hey, it's time to look to become a buyer in this market. Momentum looking like it could slow down a little bit. Perhaps we can make a move back up to 240. So there's not going to be a proper swing, but at the very least, a short-term bounce back up to 240 looks like it could be in the cards for Monero today. So well done. That looks good. Perhaps we can take some trades there today. Let's finish off real quick here with BNB and 1 inch. BNB bouncing off the 21 exponential on the daily. Still making a higher high than our previous high right there. Could this be the next higher low? Kind of looks like it wants to backfill all the way back up and sweep the previous all-time high around there. So I would say it's more than likely that we could see a bounce, an even higher bounce from BNB here. Let me just see what the momentum oscillators are saying. Momentum oscillators saying nope, maybe some downside potential here. RSI, I don't like any of these signatures, to be honest, on that daily chart momentum oscillators. I don't like any of them, but let's see what happens. Still bouncing, still making higher highs and higher lows on the 4-hour chart. That's still short term, medium term bullish. Is it more than possible for us to come back up and test around these highs? I do think so. 4-hour Stokes, fresh cross to the upside, pointing north, running out of a little bit of steam there. That's okay. It doesn't mean we're going to just plummet. I do think we'll see another pushback up, probably to around 260. Let's just see where our liquid zones are. Well, this is actually a fairly obvious trade, right? We'll probably take a market short on this as soon as we get a 4-hour candle close below the 100 exponential again. We got the sell signal here, the short signal. It did get filled. We didn't take the short signal. It would have gotten filled, would have gone into a little bit of a drawdown, but I think if this one comes back down and turns back down again, it's going to be an opportune moment to take this short position. I think it will probably make its way back down. Remember, I said I don't like the signatures on the momentum oscillators on the daily chart. So it does point towards a little bit of downward action here for BNB. So what does that imply? I think we're probably going to take some short positions on this bad boy very, very soon. Okay, let's end off with 1 inch and then we can go our merry way and enjoy our days. So 1 inch looking a little bit more bullish here. Again, it's such a strange market at the moment because we've got this previous level of support now acting as resistance. It's kind of created the exact same pattern, just a level down. So from the daily chart perspective, looking okay here. Looks like it wants to continue for another decent bounce. RSI looking very constructive. I like this one. I actually do like this one. And I would be looking for continuation on 1 inch here. So let's just see any kind of 4-hour candle close above 4.55. I do think we can take a long position on this one and target a move back up to around $5 per 1 inch. Shorter term time frames looking really constructive here. I actually do like this, what I'm seeing here for 1 inch. I do think we'll probably be able to take a long position on this one and make our way onwards and upwards from there. So stay tuned for the rest of the day. Let's just quickly look at Bitcoin Cash one more time before we say goodbye. Again, seeing a little bit of a bounce now. You know, it's going to be doing this for a little bit. We're seeing some volume coming through on this bounce as well. So we should be running into a little bit of profit now again on our long position. Still expecting that short-term bounce, and hopefully we can get filled on our short position all the way up at 542, somewhere around there. All right, traders, enjoy the rest of your day. Trade safe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers for now. Bye bye.